Well, how is everybody doing today? This is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast, and today we have Rhode Island Paranormal, but I think they froze up on me. Let me see if I can get them back. Yeah, they froze up on me already. I don't know if it's the weather up there or what's going on, but let's see. Are you guys with me? I just seen her head turn. Hello, guys with me? Margaret, can you hear me? Well, I think they froze up for a minute. So we're going to give them a minute to see if they can pop back in. In the meantime, guys, we are in Rhode Island visiting Rhode Island Paranormal. Hey, man, there's something about that East Coast I love. I'm always over there investigating paranormal teams. But West Coast, do not be mad at me because I will be over there soon enough. So let's see here. No, they are frozen. Let's see if I can get them back. Let's see if I can get them. Hey, just got off of work, guys. Rush home. Hanging out. Let's see here. Is anybody there? Oh, well, their device went bye-bye for a minute. They'll pop back in here in a minute, guys. Let's give them a couple of minutes. Pretty strange way to start a podcast, but it happens. Technology is a mug. You never know when it might go down. But anyway, uh, how was your day? My day was great. Just got off of work. Shot home. Jumped right into this podcast. But otherwise, then it's a beautiful day outside in Central Texas. Perfect. The wind is not blowing as hard, man. It looked like it's a good park day. All right, so here we go. Let's see. All right, you guys are back with me? All right.
I was back. It's from Boston. Hey, Terry.
All right. Now, hey, we are live right now. And before, did you guys? Oh, there you go. Before something happens, introduce yourselves to the world and tell the world a little bit about you guys. Can you hear me?
You go first.
Okay, I'm Margaret Florio. Yeah, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I'm Margaret Florio. My friend.
Oh, that's a bad connection.
In
Uh-oh.
1984. Not that I've been with the group that long and we just had an investigation last night to our younger that,
Oh,
have a project. They wanted to do and for um, pieces.
oh, they went out again. So I think they're having a bad internet connection, guys. So we're gonna hang out and jump and let them jump back in and see if they can reconnect with me. So let's see. Oh, there they go.
I wonder if we're too
All right.
far away from the. I haven't had this problem before.
Okay, guys, you guys are back in.
Maybe too far away from the modem.
Terry,
Yeah, we were just wondering if maybe we were a little too far away from our modem.
I don't know. Uh, are you guys on a laptop or are you guys on?
It's good Wi-Fi
Okay.
system. Yeah, we should be all set.
we
You guys,
should be.
Yeah, we have.
yeah, because it seemed like you guys are having a bad connection somewhere. Yep, there you go. They just popped out again. But in the meantime, guys, I am talking with Rhode Island Paranormal. They are having technical difficulties at the moment, so they're going to pop out, then pop right back in. So you guys want to be patient with us, so we can actually get this thing going here. Hey, what's up, Miss Japan? How you doing? Good morning. Well, good evening, cause it's 6 o'clock p.m. here. What time is it over there? I think you guys might be a couple hours ahead of us, so it might be Monday morning over there, if I'm right. Or whoa, 10 a.m. Monday morning, or is it Sunday? I think it might be Monday. I'm not quite sure. Yep, Monday. You already got your Monday started. You are so lucky. Man, I wish I can get my Monday started and get it over with. It'd be one close to the week. It'd be 4 days closer to the weekend again. And I have a 3 day weekend coming up next week. So I can't wait. Oh, well, how did it go? Well, you know what? you know what? I'm just gonna have to get you on the show. Are you up for a podcast soon? Oh, okay, cool. What I can do is If you want to go to my Facebook page and leave me all your information, and I can contact you back, and we can set up a time and date to do so. You know what I'm saying? That would be totally awesome. Are you here in the States? Or no, you're over there in Japan. Wow. Ooh, how often do you come to the States? Oh, let's see here. They're back on. Let's see here.
Here we go.
We switched rooms
Ah,
we figured we might be too far away from the modem.
okay, cool. Hey, you guys sound perfect.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Very good. It's two of you.
Yeah, I got a side angle camera going here. Well, you know what, Margaret? While you guys, please introduce yourselves again because you guys were going through that whole little trabacle right there, and just let the world know a little bit about yourselves and what you guys are about.
Okay, well, we're both members of the Rhode Island Paranormal Research Group.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm the director. I have a co-director who's also one of the founders. His name's Andy Laird. He's been in the paranormal since 1984. And I joined in 2003.
Okay.
So it's been 20 years for me. Just this past March 1st was 20
Wow.
years for me in the paranormal.
Well, happy anniversary.
Well, thank you. And Dave, he joined in 2011.
2011, right after quadruple bypass.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you done?
Go ahead, you talk.
Oh, sure. Okay. I've been working in the field of helping people since 1973.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, man. I'm an old dude. OG. I'm 67 OG, man. And initially I worked in the community helping kids. Then I moved up to the state, worked for the Division of Drug Control, moved over to the Treatment Alternatives Street Crime Program, then went to work for probation and parole. Did that for about 20 years and then became a probation and parole supervisor of the Organized Crime Unit, Mob Unit, Sex Offender Unit, Prison Rape Elimination Act Unit, Safe Streets, which is a gang unit, and that's about it. Parole. And that was a different life.
Yeah, it was.
Then I retired in 2008. I was a clinician for the counseling and psychotherapy program out of Boston. I was a domestic violence clinician. And then I have a master's degree. I'm considered a fellow in psychotherapy. I have a degree in forensic counseling, and I got so much stuff I don't know.
He's like we say up here, he's wicked smart.
Yeah.
Wicked
smart. So a lot of times we go into investigations, and I can tell where victims are.
He's my paranormal bloodhound.
Yeah.
He finds those, like when we go to a location, he usually says, "Oh, I want to," like he'll say, "I want to go upstairs," and like I'll just follow him, and like he'll just find, where the spirits are. It's like, really uncanny.
Like one time, we were investigating a home, and I said to one of the other investigators, I said, "What's behind that secret door in the closet?" He said, "What secret door?" I said, "This one."
He found a secret door in a closet,
and that's where they went. That's where
the spirits were kind of hiding. They were hanging out in there.
Hanging out in there.
Crazy, yeah.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, they were child molesters.
He sniffs them out,
and
so.
they were really
was,
giving these two young boys a hard time.
Yeah,
that was sleeping in this house.
Yeah,
and they had a single mother and a grandmother. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. That was tough. That was a tough case.
But then again, you go to a cemetery, and I got to see my first ghost for the first time.
Yeah, he did.
Oh wow, how'd that go?
Oh man, she looked like she was cardboard.
Yeah, you know those cardboard cutouts that people have that like they stand up like celebrities, you know.
Right.
He said it looked like that. He saw these two people, but they were two-dimensional. And I happened to get a couple pictures of them. We still have to go back to the cemetery to verify that they weren't like some kind of monument or something.
Oh, they weren't.
But it looked like two people, and they were like two-dimensional.
They were checking you out.
Strange.
They were checking you out.
Yeah, they were looking in my direction.
What the heck is
They were looking in my direction. I just, they were looking at me like, what's she doing?
Yeah.
Taking
and I'm like, what are you guys doing over there?
I didn't see them at the time, not until I looked at my pictures.
But
oh wow, that is very funny.
It's the part you don't know is that right down from where they were, right almost on the waterfront, was a cemetery for infants.
Oh yeah. Baby graves.
Baby graves, man.
And what they do is if it's a sacred ground and there's a baby that wasn't baptized, they have a separate area for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think he came upon. I didn't get that far back.
I think that's what they were.
Because this was a rather large cemetery. We had an investigation last night, but before last night, this was the previous one. And it was very strange.
Yeah.
Very sad though when we came upon that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, a friend of mine said, "Have you seen Beetlejuice?" I said, "Yeah." When he puts his thumb in his mouth and he goes, and he blows up and he's 3D. He says, "That's what that is."
Oh wow!
Yeah, to get the idea from somewhere.
They're like flattened.
Exactly, right?
Weird, very strange.
And what do you guys like to investigate the most? I mean, what is your specialty?
Oh man, we've been to Scotland. And we've investigated the Conjuring House many times. Andrea Perrin's a friend of ours.
The
house in Harrisville.
We like historic places.
Yeah.
Because living in New England, we go back to the 1600s. Late 1600s was when Rhode Island was founded and started to be colonized, and so. We like going to historic places, historic homes. We did the Charles W. Morgan whaling ship in 2000, I think it was 2006. We investigated that whaling ship, and it was the oldest remaining wooden whaling ship in the whole world.
Oh, wow.
And I'm telling you, that place was lit from myself and Andy met with the promotion director at Mystic. We had gotten some letters from people totally unrelated, describing different kind of activity that they experienced on the ship and asking us to check it out. So Andy got in touch with the guy at the seaport, and he said, well, this might be a good way to boost our attendance. Because the seaport, people just weren't going there. There wasn't really anything new there.
Right.
But he thought that once they heard about the ghosts on board the whaling ship, so, we kind of had to put up with the media. With this one. We usually don't like any media attention. Yeah. We prefer the flashlight to the spotlight.
There you know
what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
So, but this time, it was like a condition of us doing this. And we really wanted to do it because nobody else had investigated this ship. So it's me and Andy. We go on the board the ship with the representative from the seaport. And Andy says, go check out where we should put our cameras, you know? So I went below deck. And as soon as I went below deck, I turned, I looked in the bow, and it was like I was watching a movie. I saw this guy, the name McKenna popped right in my head. And he was like directing people where to put these big barrels. They were like putting barrels in the bow of the ship. It was like watching a movie. Like I saw what this guy looked like and everything. And I got that he was like some kind of foreman or something. You know, he's kind of like a boss, but not the captain, but you know, he's like a supervisor guy.
Right.
So I went upstairs to tell Andy about it. He was on the mid deck, which they call the blubber deck, which was where they used to take the fat off the whales and boil it down. And towards the rear of the ship was where the men slept. And I'm talking to Andy. I'm saying I encountered something down there I think I need to tell you about. There's a good spot for a camera down there. And he's like, oh, okay. And then I look and I see this guy waving at me from what they call the forecastle, where the enlisted guys slept. You know, the guys did all the work. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. It's another spirit beckoning to me. So I go in there and I'm like, so I'm looking around and he's nowhere to be found. I'm like, well, thanks a lot. You called me down here. Like, you know, who are you? And I get the name John Adams. And I'm like, oh, yeah, right. Just like the president. Okay. But I got like a full-on like profile of this guy. He worked on the ship. He played the squeeze box. He liked to play cards. And he liked to drink, you know, he was just a good time guy. And he had, you know, passed away on the ship or something happened to him. I don't know what happened with him, but it was like, and that was like the first day I went on board. It was like, just like that from the very start.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was like really, really interesting because it was historic, which I love, but it was a ship. It was totally different. And we encountered several different entities on that ship.
Yeah.
It was very, very haunted. But then they renovated it.
Oh no.
And we went and all the spirits were gone.
See, there's a difference between Maggie and I. Maggie can see them. But I
see the difference.
That's a mighty fine difference right there. I love that difference. Yeah, Maggie can see them, but I can feel them because I had a near-death experience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what happened was when I had the quadruple bypass, you die. And I was dead a little while longer than I should have been. Correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. She doesn't know.
I don't know.
All I know is I heard her voice say, man, it was a nice trip. I'll tell you that. Because what happened was morphine's a wonderful drug, man. I mean, it's just...
Exactly.
So I went through 3 rails. I walked up the stairs of my church to the altar. Then behind the altar, which is nothing, there's a wall there in reality. But in the dream, there were 3 veils that I passed through. And in the 3 veils was a field of yellow flowers. And what happened was I levitated to the yellow flowers, through the yellow flowers, to a willow tree and a marble bench in a river. Well, a brook that was running in front of the tree.
Sounds like a nice trip.
And right there, tree trip. And next to the tree was the angel Gabriel. And I'm like, yeah. He says, Dave, you're not ready yet. You have to go back. I said, I don't want to go back. I want to stay this is beautiful. He said, no, David, you have to go back. So here I am. He's got me in his arms. I'm crying. And next thing I hear is, Mr. Florio, what? You want some ice chips? Yeah, I'll have some ice chips.
Back to reality.
Back to reality, right? And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
and so what happened? Something changed in me during that time. I became much more understanding, much more empathic, much more
Open.
and caring of others.
There you go.
And yeah.
Yeah. So.
And after that, I went from being a real hot ass to a really nice guy.
Being a semi-hard ass.
Yeah.
And,
Semi.
So now I teach. Now I'm a substitute teacher in a rural high school, and it's wonderful. It's just.
So he got a second chance.
Yeah.
Basically.
There you go. Wow.
And he started coming. He had been on some investigations with me. Because I joined the group first.
Yeah.
And
now I can feel. I can actually feel the spirits. I can actually.
And he finds them.
Yeah, and that's why they connect with me.
Hi, everybody from TPI, Laredo, Texas.
Hey.
It's Angel.
Hey, Angel. How are you, man?
You were just talking about angels. See that?
An angel.
There we go. Angel comes up.
There you go. All right. Now, what is it? Tell me a little bit about your team. I know, Margaret. I mean, you were twisting arms to get people on the podcast, but they didn't want to. They didn't want to join you guys.
They didn't want to come on, and I don't know why. Because we got some beautiful people in our group. We got. Let's see. We got Melissa. Well, we've got Andy. Andy is wonderful. He's the founder of our group.
This kid.
He founded the group in 1984. He was the director for 29 years. Then he took a leave of absence, and he asked me to step in for him for a little while. But now he's back, and we're co-directors. So he's been with the group the longest. And then there's me, and then there's Melissa.
99.
Now, I can't understand why Melissa won't come on because she's a selfie queen. She loves being on camera. I just don't understand. But I think that, she's got some family obligations going on right now.
Right. Totally understandable.
Family comes first.
Yes, they do.
Then we got our lovely researcher, Jen.
Yeah.
Jen Brackett. And she's wonderful. She's been with the group for a long time. And she, like I said, she does a lot of research for us. She does an amazing job. Nancy is also, she's a lovely lady.
Oh, yeah.
She'd be, she's
awesome.
She's awesome. Very nice looking lady. She got some EVP at Fort Adams that blew the guy away that is kind of in charge of the place. She got a recording of children playing. There were no children in the fort at the time. It was nighttime. We were the only ones at the fort. There was nobody on the grounds. There were no families on the grounds or anything. And she left her recorder in the officers' quarters where people had reported feeling children pulling on their clothing.
Oh, wow.
And she set up some little toys that she got at the dollar store, little toys.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
We just...
Oh, yeah, there we are.
We went to
Scott, Washington Lodge.
We investigated Washington Lodge.
Oh, that's so cool. They're on. That's awesome.
It was awesome at one point.
So she's our EVP queen. She was there last night at Washington Lodge doing her thing. And let's see who else.
Cindy
Oh,
Pedro.
Cindy. Oh, your buddy Cindy.
Oh, Cindy.
Actually, Dave brought Cindy on board.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
He's friends with her husband, and she expressed an interest, and she has turned out to be an awesome investigator.
Yeah.
So right now there's 7 of us.
Yeah, just right.
Yeah, it's just right, but we're looking for younger people.
Yeah, we interviewed.
Because we're all starting to get older. You know, we don't know how much longer we'll be able to do this.
We interviewed someone today.
We interviewed a lovely couple today,
yeah.
And we're very excited to bring them on an investigation with us. And you know, we do a mentorship program too, and that helps.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it seems like you guys are involved in
we don't charge
stuff, and that's a good thing. No charge.
No charge, Terry.
And do you guys have an age limit on the type of individual that you want join your team?
Not really. I mean, you know, we are looking for younger people. Mm-hmm. We're not so much interested in people who, you know, we're not about, like I said, we're not about being famous. So if you're looking to be famous, this is not the team for you.
Yeah, go on, make your own team.
We do have a lot of rules. We do have different roles that people have to take and different responsibilities they have to do. You know, like filling out paperwork and keeping case files and gathering information and reviewing evidence. Reviewing evidence, though, can be fun.
Oh yeah,
it can be really fun, but you know, it's something that's time consuming. Yeah, and if people aren't willing to put in the time, then you know, this isn't the group for them.
No, what we do is try to give client the most information we can on the case, everything. So this way they have a clear idea what's happening. And it may take us 10 times going to the same place.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
You know,
and
but you do what you can.
You do what you can to help people, and that's what we do. We never give up.
So a little while back, we lost our tech guys. Dave needs to put a Freemason investigation.
Okay, Scott, you could be the investigator with me.
There we go. Scott was a big help last night.
Scott was a big help
at the lodge because we were getting some readings, and you know, I don't want to say too much because we still have to present our evidence. But Scott and John were there last night with us, so they know what was going on. We were getting very high EMF readings. And at first I thought it was, I had one of those little lanterns that read EMF and change color. And I had them in this one room. And when I would place them under certain portraits, they would go all the way up to red, which was like the highest EMF reading that this thing will do.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, right. So I was like, oh my goodness, we have something here. But then Scott kind of, he debunked it. He says, you know what? He says, we have the wiring in this building is old. It's not shielded. Let's see what happens when I shut off the lights. So he shuts off the lights and boom.
Nothing.
The color changes immediately. It goes back to pink the way it should be. So much for that. But
wow.
You know, the things that you got to investigate. You know,
way to go, Scott. Way to go, man. You can
Scott's a really good investigator.
You know what's hard?
And John, the guy that
I got to use the restroom.
The other guy that was there, John, he feels spirits. Kind of like Dave, but
John's a good guy too.
Yep, John was a good guy too. Dave's got to excuse himself. But yeah, I mean, we do. You know, we lost our tech guys, so we don't have anybody to do video for us. So we're kind of looking for somebody that you know can do that. You know, because when the tech guys left, they never told us how to set up. How to do any of that stuff.
So they basically took all that knowledge with them.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You know, one thing I know about tech guys, I mean, they're easy to find. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
so you guys shouldn't have any problems finding a
Yeah,
tech guy.
you wouldn't think so, but the thing is with tech guys, and I found it with the last few that we've had, is that they want to be more than tech guys. They don't want to be stuck looking at a monitor throughout the whole investigation. They want to be able to go around, take pictures, record EVP, do this, do that. So we gotta find a balance for that.
Right.
And you said you knew something that you were gonna suggest to us.
I'm not going to tell you just yet.
Okay. It's tough. This is the tough part for me. Last night we were at Washington Lodge, which is one of the oldest lodges in America, named after George Washington. Now, I was getting a feeling that George Washington was in that lodge because they had stuff that was incredible antiques, incredible stuff. But even if you could hear an EVP of George Washington, what did he sound like?
We don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what these guys. We don't know who it is because even if you do an EVP of George Washington, there's nobody alive that ever heard his voice.
Exactly. So you really don't know what you're dealing with.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know what's going on there. You don't know if somebody's playing with your head, or you don't know. You just don't know
if they're telling you the truth or not.
Right.
That's the thing.
You know, it's like we have friends from Hollywood Paranormal.
Yes.
Rick
McCallum
and his crew. We met them in Scotland. Awesome people. You may want to get in touch with them. They are awesome.
Okay.
And he's been to the house that Sharon Tate was.
Oh, the Oman house.
Yeah, he's been there.
Yeah, a lot of people have been to that. Have you ever been there, the Oman house?
No, ma'am, I sure haven't.
Yeah.
So, it's
antiques. Oh, I didn't see what she.
So, anyways, yeah, go ahead, Maggie.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just trying to read what.
I'll put it back.
They say antiques contain the residual energy from the dead.
It's true.
Yeah, Irene, you're right on.
Absolutely true.
You're right on, Irene.
We did a lodge.
Yeah.
Where the organ
stuff.
Where the organ. Remember the organ in
in
the Woonsocket Lodge?
Oh yeah, there was something attached to that.
Yeah.
There's something attached to that. Oh yeah.
Tulips on the
old things.
Sorry.
Old, antiques and stuff can definitely.
Yeah, they can get it. They can get you going.
Yep.
Oh yeah. How far are you guys from New York?
About 90 miles.
Oh, not too bad. Not too far. Have you guys managed to make it over to the Hensley house?
Not yet.
Man, I wish I could go there, man. That place, I've seen that place on TV just 2 days ago. And it sounds like it's an incredible house to investigate.
Oh, let us know. We'll go with you, man.
The Hensley house?
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Hensley house. I've never heard of it.
It's in, let me see if I can get this right. It's in I'll say Northwest New York.
Oh, okay. Northwest New York is a long ride for us. We're close to New York City.
The Island of the Dead.
And Long Island and Staten Island and that area, because we're on the East Coast. Northwest New York that's quite a hike.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
do you mean the Hinsdale house?
Is it the Hinsdale house or the Hensley house? It's one of those.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
I know what you're speaking about. It'd be good. You come down here, you put you up, go for a ride, go out there, investigation.
That would be very interesting. Tell me a little bit about the Island of the Dead.
Oh, about Rhode Island?
Is it by Rhode Island? I'm not for sure. I know it's in New York somewhere.
Oh, Long Island.
Oh.
We've never investigated any spirits out there other than the vineyards.
The
Yeah.
best vineyards in the world are out there.
Yeah. We haven't. We did spend some time at the New London Ledge Lighthouse
Oh,
in
okay.
Connecticut, and that's in Long Island Sound. That's kind of like leading out from the Connecticut River into
Mhm.
Long Island Sound. I've spent the night there 4 times. Dave's never been, but that's the first place that I ever heard my name on an EVP recording, and it completely freaked me out. Because you take a boat out there. You take a boat out there, the boat drops you off, you spend the night, there's no way to get back. That's why people don't sell antiques or jewelry here, because of no one buys them either. So nobody buys used jewelry where Irene is. It's true, you could end up with an attachment. You never know. But I think if you sage it or do like a blessing over it or pray over it or, do some kind of cleansing, you can kind of get rid of that energy,
Now, here's the question that I have for you guys. What exactly are the type of paranormal investigators you guys are? Are you guys into validation so you can help the client, or are you more into something a little bit darker?
Oh no, I would say we are not dark at all. We have had stuff happen during investigations that have been dark, but we're not trained demonologists.
No, but we do.
You know what I mean?
But we do spirit rescue.
We do spirit rescue, which is a practice that was kind of started by the spiritualists. It's a way to help the spirit into the light. If we do an investigation and there's a spirit that asks for help, usually in an EVP or some kind of communication, and we ask if they're trapped. If they say yes, we ask if they need our help to move on. If they say yes, then we check with the client, make sure it's okay, especially if it's a relative.
Well, like making money off the client, like Lizzie Borden.
Well, so we ask their permission, to release the spirit. And usually, if they have a trapped spirit that's causing trouble, and that's why they called us, they're more than happy for us to send them into the light. Okay. And we've done that, but we also use, the technology that everybody else uses, all the EMF detectors and the cameras and the all that stuff. But
laser grids.
What that stuff is just to verify what we're feeling.
Exactly.
You're my kind of lady because I do the same thing. Oh, isn't that nice, Irene? That's awesome. We need more people to do that because a lot of times there's spirits that get stuck here for whatever reason, and they need our help. And
it is sad.
Stuck. We try to verify what the client is accepting, find out who, what, when, why. Right? Although why, if we can.
And sometimes they're caught between time dimensions.
Yeah, or sometimes they're just passing through.
Yeah.
You just never know. We try to look at everything. Things are not always what they seem.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're definitely right on that.
Yeah.
Things are not always what they seem. A lot of times has to do with the client, family situation, mental health, addiction issues, stuff like that. That's why he comes in real handy, because he's used to dealing with that kind of stuff, and he can recognize that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, there's more to this than this goes. It's like people who's here, so.
And they carry them with, a lot of people like, once you leave, but you don't leave. You carry whatever you have with you to the other side. And sometimes they come out. And
yeah, you know what? That's why people always say, man, to take care of everything before you go, because you don't want that baggage. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure everything's in order. Your life is good and all that. You don't want that baggage, because that baggage can actually keep you here. Because it's something that you guys, that we didn't take care of when we were alive.
Right. It just keeps you there. Oh yeah, their attachments. People get attached to us.
Now, how do you guys handle property hauntings? Have you guys ever experienced that before?
Yeah, we have investigated some properties that had issues. We have a lot of Native American energy here in Rhode Island. There are several tribes that were here. And so sometimes there's activity on the land due to that. I really think the haunting that I experienced as a child had to do with what was on the land before they built our house, because we lived in a brand new house. It was built in 1961. It was brand new when my parents moved in, and it was like nothing but trouble, and there was stuff happening, and I could see spirit. I saw one of the spirits. He saw one of the spirits coming down the stairs. Remember that day we were going.
Shag carpeting.
Oh yeah.
1978 shag carpeting.
We had shag carpeting, and he could see the footsteps coming towards him.
I'm like, what is this? What is that?
Well, hey, one thing I can say, you brought up a very interesting. Shag Harbor is known for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, Sag Harbor?
Yeah, because he just mentioned Shag Harbor.
Yeah.
And yeah, boy, I can talk about Shag Harbor for days.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So, we've done some properties, especially around town and around the state, that has energy, residual energy, or Native American energy.
We have a friend who's a real estate agent, and sometimes she calls us to
clear properties.
Clear the property.
Yeah. Wow, that'd be interesting, man.
One property had a railroad ran through the property at one point, and there was a person who was in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And he was giving the workman fits because he didn't know who they were.
Yeah, they had knocked down his house.
Yeah.
they had knocked down his house to build a new house. The guy was deceased, they knocked down his house. It was just an old shack. They knocked it down, started leveling the property. They dug the foundation, and then that was it. They couldn't get anybody else to come out to the property to do work. Like, the electrical people, none of that, the water people, none of that would come out to the property. And she's like, you guys got to come out here. Well, we were out there, and I could see the guy, and he's like, nope, you ain't doing nothing on my property. He was like, and so Dave started talking to him, using the dowsing rods and Turned out the guy was a Freemason.
Oh.
We made a connection because Dave's a Freemason. So he started talking to him like brother to brother because it's all about fraternity. And we convinced him to go into the light. The next day, everything started up again. She got a call from the electrical guy to put in the poles for the service. She got the
house is built.
The house is built. It's absolutely gorgeous.
No activity.
Oh,
no
wow.
activity at all. So yeah, so that was a good one. But
and we had one after that too.
Yeah, we
weeks. Yeah, remember the weeks?
Oh yeah, and we've done a few that had Native Americans that were trapped there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh wow. How do you guys feel about dowsing rods? You just mentioned that. A lot of paranormal investigators out there, they all, what they do is with those dowsing rods, people say that you can, manipulate them where they can cross over, just basically do whatever that they, that you want them to do. How do you guys feel about that, that particular paranormal device?
Well, it's not a paranormal device. It's been around for centuries.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Water. The ones that we use, they're copper. They fit in a sleeve of beads, so that your hands are not directly touching the rods themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The rods are inside the sleeve of beads, okay, and your hands are around the beads. Also, he always closes his eyes, okay, so that he can't even see what the rods are doing.
Wow, that's a good idea.
He can't even see what the rods are doing. He's closing his eyes, and either myself or a lot of times Cindy is with him, and we're telling them what the rods are doing, whether they're crossing, whether they're staying straight. We use a yes or no method.
And you have the pendulum.
If the rods cross, that's a yes. If they stay straight, that's a no. And you got to be super, super careful to hold the rods even, so that they're even, and so that you're not moving them at all. You've got to be really, really steady. I've seen people that it looks like they're moving the rods. They're doing this. And I'm like, no, that's not right. There's a right way and a wrong way to do everything.
Exactly.
And we always make sure that after we ask a question and we get a reaction, if the rods cross, we always say, please straighten the rods. And then the rods straighten, and then we go on to the next question. We don't just keep asking questions.
No. And
because then the rod's going every which way. What
then
the
you
hell
have the validation of the pendulum.
And then Cindy likes to use a pendulum to validate what Dave's getting on the rods. And 9 times out of 10, it'll, like, if he gets a yes, she gets a yes. It's, so it's all dowsing. All the electronic equipment that we use, all that is digital dowsing. That's all it is. It's the same thing, except you're using batteries.
Right.
That's all it is. You're asking yes or no. That yes, no box.
Oh, damn, Scott, that's a good idea.
It's the same thing. It's
yes. Yeah.
They say that the digital stuff is better because there's less human interference. You're not touching it. You're not manipulating it with your hands. But there's electronics all around us. We're using electronics right now to talk.
Right.
And the Wi-Fi and the signals and everything, that messes with your electronics. So, I mean, who's to say that's more believable than the dowsing rods or a pendulum or a Ouija board?
Yeah.
People say, oh, Ouija boards are so bad. And No, it's not the board that's bad. It's the people that it's using
That
it.
uses them are bad.
It's just another method.
Right. Hey, Scott, I think I can put those things in
That's
a
the way I look
can.
at it.
We could put those dowsing rods in a stationary can. And I'm wondering, I think they still should work the same way. I'm thinking that's possible.
Oh, it's got- let's hope we don't go.
Have you ever seen one of these?
Have you ever seen a Jacob's ladder? I'm gonna try to turn you more towards Dave. Where's Dave? Dave's over here. He's got a Jacob's ladder. Can you see that? There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So Andy Laird, who's co-director of our group, he likes to make electrical stuff. And he makes Jacob's ladders. What this will do is charge up the environment. I can smell it. I can smell the ozone right now coming off this thing. So what it does is,
Oh, wow.
if you're in an environment and you know there's spirits there and they're just very weak, this gives them the energy to,
Hey, how much you want for that?
I'll have to ask Andy. This was a gift, so we can't give it away, but it also looks really cool.
Now,
Just don't touch it. If you touch it, you get quite a shock.
Woo! I can imagine. Now, is that thing, is that battery operated? Can you use
it? No, there's a plug. It plugs into a socket. Yeah, it plugs into a socket.
Wow, if you can make that, I don't know what kind of battery it would take. I mean, it had to take a big battery for that to work, because I think just doing that would actually drain the batteries just a couple of times.
Yeah, it probably would. Probably would. It probably would. Sometimes we use it to communicate too. Like we might say if there's a spirit present, make the light go all the way to the top.
That is so cool. I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's old school. It's OG. Which is really, we were using this stuff back in 2003.
Wow.
2004, when we were investigating an old jailhouse.
Well, I know you're here.
So Dave likes to play with the Jacob's ladder. Oh, there we go. We're getting it to go up further. We've used this in a lot of locations.
That is really cool.
Isn't it cool?
I'm going to shut it off now.
Yeah. Please do, because I'm getting all charged up. There we go. Woo! Woo! Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty neat. It could run from a lithium battery. It probably could.
Andy's making more of these.
Yeah, Andy's making, he makes those.
He Nicholas Tesla.
I don't know if you are familiar with.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah, so it's just a box.
Wow.
Switch on it to turn it on and off. There's a couple thumb screws here to adjust these things, how far apart they are. It's really basic, but it does the job.
How much you want
of an EM pump?
How much you want for it?
I'll let you know. I gotta talk to Andy. He'll probably ship you one for nothing. He's that kind of guy.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, so we had a little show and tell here.
That is really awesome, guys. I've never seen anybody even, bring anything like that to the table as far as, showing their equipment. That's really cool.
We use a lot of different stuff.
And you know what? And it would actually, a lot of people haven't seen that before. One thing I've noticed, guys, is when you go to these places, especially here in Texas, a lot of entities, ghosts, whatever you choose to call them, believe it or not, they get tired of seeing the same old, same old. so they're not going to interact with you. So I mean, if I bring something and to an investigation where there's a million investigators been already, and most likely they got the same equipment that I have, they're not. It's just not gonna happen. They're like, man, I'm not gonna put up with you tonight. I've seen that. Hey, next time if you want to talk to me, or if you want to impress me, bring something new to the table, then we can talk. But otherwise, then, dude, I mean, Margaret, they're not even gonna waste their time with you,
Right.
and that's what irritates me the most about paranormal investigators, because it seems like 80% of the world's investigators have the same equipment that the next person has.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to think out the box, because once you start thinking out the box, people's going to start thinking that you're crazy. No, you're not crazy. You're just thinking out the box, and you're just bringing new ideas to the table.
We might be a little crazy, but
hey, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with being crazy.
Those paranormal music boxes that, are kind of popular. They're like, usually a coffin-shaped box. And you place it. It's like a proximity device. Like if something gets close to it, it goes off.
Right.
It plays creepy music box music. Well, Andy is making one that is not a proximity device. He made one that works off the atmosphere in the room. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like rather than something that triggers when somebody goes near it, it just, if anything changes in the atmosphere, it will go off.
You know what? Me and Andy need to talk.
Yeah. it's pretty cool.
You see, like he's got a lot going on, man. And I just want to pick his brain just for 2 minutes to ask him where he get these ideas from.
Yeah.
Because he's, oh my God, dude.
Well, like I said, he's been doing this for almost 40 years. So
wow.
Almost twice as long as I have. And there's a lot of people around that make their own devices. I remember, when I first started in the paranormal, the shack hack was a big thing. They would take a transistor radio that they bought from Radio Shack and make a spirit box out of it. And this was before the spirit box was invented.
Exactly.
They would make their own, and it worked.
Yeah. Just like those old school tape recorders. The kind those things work, man, and they get some of the best clear evidence EVPs you've ever heard compared to some of that digital stuff that you got today, and dude, I would love to have one, but it seems like I go to a Goodwill or a secondhand place, they don't have them.
No, they don't. Where a good place to find stuff is like yard sales or like a rummage sale kind of thing, rather than a secondhand store. I know that when we were getting rid of a bunch of old equipment, it was a group that was just starting out, and they bought up a whole bunch of our stuff. And like to us, it was junk because we had got new stuff, but to them it was like gold. Yeah. I was like, after a while, I was just take it. Oh, this is really cool. How much for this? Oh, just take it.
Take it. Wow, that is.
You gotta keep it going, man.
Yeah, I mean, it really helped him get going.
Yeah,
keep it going.
Yeah.
Now, what's the name of the town that you guys live in?
We live in Coventry.
Coventry,
Rhode Island.
How does the community react to you guys when they see you guys out and about and just enjoying your day. Do they recognize you, come up to you and say, hey, I really love the stuff that you guys do?
No, not really.
No.
You know, because again, like I said, it's
They'll do it with taps.
you know, it's all about
Jason.
yeah. Because we're
Yeah.
Warwick, which is where the Atlantic Paranormal Society or TAPS is from, is like the next town over.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Hawes now lives in Coventry. So like everybody knows them. I mean, if they see Jason Hawes in a local coffee shop, they go up to him and talk to him. Or if they see his daughter, who's also, you know, been on the show, or, you know, any number of paranormal people in Rhode Island, Dustin Perry. There's a lot of people living in our area that have been on TV. They're more likely to go up and say, oh, hey, you know, I saw you on TV. I love your show. But us, you know,
We're
we're,
a guy.
you know,
Jimmy.
Well, you know what? I think myself, I just think Hollywood paranormal investigators, because that's what I call them. I think they are a little bit more, I think just the average, you know, paranormal investigator that puts out stuff, you know, just because, you know, that's what they love to do, is a little bit more down to earth than these tabs. I forgot the new guys that are out today. I can't. We were just talking about them earlier.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, and to them, it's all about the ratings.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, they go to a location for 10 days.
yes.
You know, and they try to compress everything into a small hour show. And you know what? And sometimes they decide that they don't catch anything. They just throw something in there just to keep those ratings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So having a paranormal investigators that's honest and not looking for that thrill, you know, they just looking to find the truth, you know. So I would actually come up to you guys before I even come up to Jason Hawks and ask. I'd rather ask for your autograph than ask for his, because I already know what he's about, you know, and I already know. Because if you asked him, how many times have you guys pulled the okie doke on people?
Yeah.
You know how many times he would probably say? If he don't say every time or every other time per investigation, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know that they don't catch everything at a certain location. Sometimes
Right,
it can be
right.
dead. But they have to keep those ratings up, so they'll throw an okie doke in there just to keep those ratings going. You know what I'm saying? So
That's an okie doke. I like that. I like that. I know one instance when somebody did that with a client, because yeah, oh yeah, they do. But you know, like they said, greetings, brother. Bush beer. There we go. The old abandoned Mercy Hospital in Laredo, Texas. We've never done a hospital like inside.
We did the place
Norwich.
Norwich.
Yeah, but we didn't go inside the buildings because they were in really bad shape. But we did walk around the grounds of Norwich State Hospital, and man, that place was crazy.
Yeah.
And one thing I really, you know, you guys are so lucky, and I've always talked to people from the East Coast because there is so much history. There is so much for you guys to investigate there. I mean, because we don't have sanitariums here in Texas. We don't have, you know.
You have the killing fields in Texas.
Well, the killing fields, that's in East Texas. That's a story within itself. But you guys have so much there that we don't have, you know. And dude, I would just like to go and just check some of this stuff out, because it seems to me I can drive an hour in Rhode Island and get to a destination.
Right.
Now here in Texas, I can drive 6 hours and still won't get to the destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so everywhere we go, it seems like we have to pack our lunch for it.
Yeah.
And you know, and not only it's time, money, it's just a lot of things that you got to
It is.
you know, to get this together. But I mean, you guys can jump up and literally go an hour, and you guys be in another state, and you guys be able to investigate a certain thing there.
Yeah.
Woo.
20 minutes.
Yeah, like we like to investigate in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, Connecticut, Maine, and I mean, we can get there in a couple hours. Maine, we can get up there in like 4 hours. It's not a long drive.
Bed and breakfast place.
Yeah.
Do the investigation.
Yeah,
and Scott, you're right. Scott said he can drive an hour in Rhode Island and be in another state. And to be honest with you guys, I can drive an hour here and still be in the same day and wouldn't even left the city limits. This is how big Texas is. I mean, I kid you not. I mean, and I guarantee you, Rhode Island traffic, I don't know who's the worst, but if you put in traffic time and it will still take you an hour to get from one place to another. Oh, dude. In Texas, you can sit on that road for 2 hours, 3, 4 hours, and felt like you've been to here to Arizona and back. And just think, you only took 2, and you only drove the car 2 miles. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Let's see here.
Okay. She's dumbfounded. Well, no pretend. They come up with attachments, and we have to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
That's why we sage.
Yeah, that's why we cleanse, or we pray before we go into a place to put up protection. I've spent time in Texas a few times. So Scott's been to Texas.
Hey, Scott.
I've never been to Texas.
I've never been to Texas.
But you know what? I would love to go to Texas and investigate there because it's different than here. You know what I mean? Whatever is different. The grass is always greener, I'd love to go to Texas and investigate there.
The one thing about Texas, guys, is you will never investigate the same thing twice.
Wow.
Depends on what area of the state that you're in, because if you're in West Texas, you're dealing with old Western towns, old cowboy cemeteries where famous cowboys have died. If you go to North Texas, you're dealing with people that died in the oil fields. So you're dealing with stuff out there. And you go to East Texas. Now East Texas is far weird than any other part of the state, because you're actually dragging in some of that Louisiana voodoo from East Texas. So now you got to deal with that and some of the folklore and other stuff that East Texas have got going on. So once you combine those two together, man, I mean, it's up for one hell of an investigation. Depends on where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? If you go to if you're a Bigfoot person, going up there, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, Texas is a huge place, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like
huge,
and like he was saying, you got the I forgot what part of town, because you just mentioned the killing fields. Now, if I'm thinking that's right, that's over there in the Golden Triangle area, between Beaumont. I'm not for sure what town that is, but there's a lot of people who's investigated, that particular field and found some unbelievable evidence or bodies been thrown over there and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. But South Texas is, you're dealing with the Texas and Mexican War. There's a lot of stuff that goes on over there. Then you're gonna go to San Antonio. If you want to investigate the Alamo, if you can get a camera in that place, man, you're a bad paranormal investigator. Then East Texas, you go back to East Texas, you're dealing with slavery.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with slavery, you're dealing with voodoo from Louisiana, and you're dealing with what's already in East Texas, and you combine all those together. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, over there. But South Texas, you got those old missions, Spanish missions, where you can go. I mean, these things are pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, they're all dust bowled. You can just walk through them, but don't get me wrong. Some of the Catholic Church has a lot to say in some of those old missions. So, it depends on who you talk to get in some of those places. Hold on. Scott has a question. Let's see here.
Rose Island. Yeah. Yep. He sent me some information. Rose Island is an island off the coast of Newport, Rhode Island. It's actually in Newport Harbor, and there's a lighthouse there, and you can stay overnight. And on the island, there's some old military barracks, which was also used during the flu epidemic. They quarantined people there in, I think it was 1918. The flu epidemic hit Newport pretty hard, and they used those old barracks to quarantine people, and people died there. But yeah, we're very well aware of Rose Island. We've been trying to get out there to investigate. That's a very interesting place.
Now, if you guys are cemetery fanatics, I mean, I love cemeteries. I love investigating cemeteries. And that's one of the reasons sometimes my team get mad at me because, I go look, and I find this historic cemetery that we got to go check out. But there's one cemetery, the yellow fever swept through East Texas.
Oh, wow.
And killed everything in its path before the first cold snap came on and, stopped it. But the county, I think it was Washington County. Man, there was so many people that was dying from this. They pretty much got tired of digging into, individual graves. So they dug one big hole. No, they dug three big holes in Brenham, Texas, and just start throwing bodies in there, and it's called Yellow Fever Cemetery. Now, this particular cemetery, if you guys ever seen a Indian mound,
yes,
okay. Now, same thing. You would see the big dome shape there, and it would actually tell you mass grave. And a lot of people died, and they tried to keep up with all the names of all the people back in those days. But you got to remember, back in those days, trying to keep up with names, it was pretty hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So what they did is, if you caught the fever and you passed away, you got tossed in that particular cemetery. This cemetery is only for Washington County. I'm not for sure what other counties around East Texas I'm pretty sure they had the same thing. It's just that we don't hear of it.
Yeah.
If you guys ever get over to Washington County around the Brenham area, home of Bluebell ice cream. You guys like Bluebell ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's home of Bluebell ice cream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and from what I know, is the cemetery is right around the corner from there. So
Wow.
that place is very, very man. I've sent so many teams there to investigate it, and each time that they come back and talk to me, dude, great place. Thank you.
Wow.
Appreciate you coming. Getting us there, man.
So what do they experience there? Do they experience like seeing apparitions or hearing voices?
A lot of EVPs.
Yeah.
So what people would do is they will line up around each mound and just do EVPs.
Mhm.
And you'll hear some names. You'll hear some, they try to communicate with you, and they'll tell you a little bit about their story, about their life. Died, sick, fever,
Mhm.
just things like that.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was, some people like, dude, you did us justice. Thank you. We will come back to this place, and a lot of people have went back, just to, talk to these people, and plus it's a historical marker,
Right.
So yeah,
Wow.
that's a place that I think if you guys ever come to Texas, that would be a place, and it's free. You don't have to pay a whole bunch of money.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
Oh,
I'm a guy that don't like to spend a lot of money to investigate.
I don't
I
like
agree.
to spend any
I
money
agree.
if I can.
I'll spend it on gear, but I won't spend it,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather spend it on
I mean,
gear.
there's a lot of places around here. They'll charge you a pretty penny to investigate, their house or their property or whatever. But we've been there, done that. I'd rather find a good cemetery, where we can go for free and, get some evidence.
Yeah. Some people downplay cemeteries. Some people say, cemeteries are places for the resting. You're not going to find any evidence, but don't tell the people here in Texas that, because we got some of the most haunted cemeteries in the
Absolutely.
country.
Yeah.
And it's full of history, and people want their story told because they're going to communicate with you.
That's true.
So, okay, guys, I promised you something, that I was going to share some ideas with you guys. Margaret, you just asked me. Okay. For an example, you said you don't have a tech guy, right?
Yep.
You don't have somebody that's going to hold that camera for you, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, you're like me. You wear glasses.
Yeah.
I can't see nothing without mine.
I can't see nothing without mine.
So what if I told you that there's something out there where you can actually just kick that tech guy to the side and just video, audio record yourself?
Well, I know that there's GoPros out there that do that.
Nope.
No.
Nope. There's GoPros. But here's the thing about a GoPro. If that door opened up behind you, what is the first thing that moves on your body?
What's the first thing that
moves on your body?
Oh, well, my head. I would turn.
So where would that GoPro be if you moved your head? It would still be in front of you, so it won't be able to catch that evidence that you just saw, right?
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yes.
What if I, and this is an idea that I forget if it was Scott or John last night. They suggested putting a GoPro on a you know, on a what do you call it? That you put cameras on,
Mhm.
you know, and just make it stationary,
Uh-uh.
you know.
You need something that you can use and you can see
Okay.
24/7. Something that you know is there, and once you turn around and see that evidence, turn your head. You want to make sure that you capture that evidence. Correct.
Right.
Okay. So what I have put in my arsenal of paranormal equipment is a pair of glasses
Okay.
that is audio and video.
Okay.
These glasses here are equipped with everything that you have that a camera has. It comes in 4K.
Wow.
It can come in 1080p, night vision, and what is that other one? I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, it has everything that you need to get the job done. And it's not a head mount, it's
Correct.
not a chest mount, it's not a GoPro. There are glasses out there that can help you out. And that would eliminate that tech that you need. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a pair of glasses that I have on your phone right now, just for you to tell me what you think. Oh no, my phone just died. but
No,
what,
no.
but it's even better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump up right quick because all my equipment is right up here, and I'm going to bring those glasses out so you can see them personally. Now I think they're in here. Yes,
Buffering.
I got them. Now, these bad boys,
Wow.
They look like the ones you have on.
yeah, sort of. And that camera is right there.
Okay.
So once I put them on like this, and I'm able to look, see everything that a regular camera guy has.
Wow.
Okay. But what is the first thing? Like you said, Margaret, when you turn your head and see that door opening, that GoPro is not going to catch that evidence because it's on your chest.
Right.
Now, when you turn your head, like all people do when they hear something that go bump in the night, the first thing they're going to do is turn their head. They're not going to turn their body. And the worst thing about a camera tech is sometimes he does the same thing.
Yeah.
He sees something or hears something, and he's up doing this, got that camera going. He's going to turn his head like that. He's not going to turn the camera. So by then, he's already missed whatever, that was there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So with these, you turn your head down. You actually see what whatever excuse me. You're able to see whatever you think that going on over there. You know what I'm saying? And they're not cheap. I'm sorry, they're not expensive. They're pretty cheap. And the good thing about it is, since we both wear glasses, we can take these things to your doctor and have your glasses, your lenses put in here. So your eyes can be adjusted to the glasses that you have now.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
So
pretty neat.
pretty neat. And
Nice.
and right here is where is where all your audio is. Right here is where your camera is. And the best thing about it, it's so tech friendly. All you have to do is come over here, press that button down hard, and guess what? You're recording.
Wow.
These things last. Okay, tell me, how long do an investigation last for you guys?
About an hour or two.
No, about 4 hours.
Yeah, 4
About
hours.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
tell you what, the battery life in these things are
Mhm.
3.5 to 4 hours.
Okay.
All right.
All right, yes. And the SIM card in these things is a 64, maybe 32 or 64
Yep.
gigabytes.
Yeah.
Good.
And I think that's ample time for you guys to do an investigation. But even so, if you guys run out of space, it takes nothing like 2, maybe 3 seconds to pop in another SIM card, and bam, you're ready to go.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And the great part about it is with these, they are very inexpensive. I bought these here for like $30 on
Wow.
eBay.
It's
I
good.
bought $30 on eBay.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the great thing about it is, guys, uh, if you're doing like a day in investigation or you're in the sun and you don't want that glare, you can take these out and put dark lenses in,
Hmm.
and you still will be able to see and do whatever you want to do.
Right. Right.
Wow, that's
So
good.
it's pretty cool. Now, this is only one pair that I have.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to show you another pair I think that's pretty cool. I'm like you, Margaret. Sometimes you just got to think out the box.
Yep. Sometimes, and it makes perfect sense.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. All right. These here. These are my favorite pair. These bad boys right here.
Oh, those look nice on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Very nice.
these bad boys, I had them shipped in from Japan,
Uh-huh.
and they cost like $60.
Okay.
The only problem with these is the weight to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These bad boys are 4K.
Yep.
They are Dolby Digital audio, so everything that you hear and see is going to be clear.
Mhm.
Nice.
You know, and the good thing about it is they're Bluetooth. So if you're out investigating and or you out just hanging out and you wanna, show
Yeah.
these off, you can pop these things. Where'd they go? I got some somewhere around here. You can pop these little tubes in, and bam, you got some music.
Nice.
So you actually, and these things here, and believe it or not, guys, I don't even use my cameras anymore.
Really?
No, because I use these.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, it's just me. I mean, because when I discovered these things, I'm like, man, why aren't people using these more?
Right. Right.
Because one, you have them here,
Yep.
and the one thing that it frees up the most is your hands, because you don't have that camera.
Right. Right.
You're able to have so many other toys in your hand you can play with.
You don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it.
It's
And
hands free.
Exactly.
So you could be wearing those and doing like a dowsing rod session, record the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So you don't even need. So you can just tell that camera guy to go kick rocks.
You got it, Toby.
You don't need them anymore.
Don't kick rocks. Okay.
All right, now.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that
Thanks,
pointer.
Toby.
That's
Sure.
great. That's great.
I'm not even done yet, guys.
Oh.
All right, now you guys know. I'm pretty sure you guys have those ghost balls, right? Those cat balls.
Haven't tried those yet.
What? Well, don't even worry about it. For number one, you can't change the batteries out in them. So the minute you get them and you start using them, the battery is going to go down. And people sometimes say they are very suspect to wind. You know what I'm saying? Because a big gust of wind comes along, bam, they're gonna go off.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Wait, Scott put something up. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's for the glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That must be like for the glasses.
Yeah, I think so. Way to go, Scott.
Wow, that is a long link.
Yeah. And eBay, I bought everything that I had from eBay. And I really don't like dealing with Amazon. I hate Amazon. I got into a fight with those guys. All right, so yeah, those balls, they are suspect. They, you can't change the batteries in it, and plus, people with glasses in the middle of a cemetery, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you got really good lighting. Okay, so
Okay.
same thing, but this is not a cat ball. This is a dog ball.
Okay.
Okay, so, and you need a lot of force to make this work. It's not something that the wind, if you put it down and the big gust of wind goes by, and like the ghost balls, they'll just come on automatically. But this bad boy takes a little force. Now,
Yes.
bear with me. If you guys can hear me hitting my hand, just raise your hand. Okay? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you see how force that is?
Yep.
It's gonna take some force. Now watch this.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
you
it's
really
gonna
gotta
take some.
smack it.
Yeah, it takes some force for this to actually come on. So
Ah,
if this thing ever goes off, we cannot say that it's just the wind because it
Right.
takes too much force for that to happen.
yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So this is another one that you guys, can look into. One more thing that I do have is since you guys do residential a lot.
Sometimes.
Well, not so much since COVID, but yeah, sometimes we do.
Okay. Now, how many times have you guys said these words? Is there anybody in this room? If you can, if there's not, can somebody please come in this room and talk to us?
Yeah.
Yeah, many.
Yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you know if somebody come in that room and talk to y'all?
You know.
No.
If you have a detector or something.
Yeah.
You have a detector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but how do you know that they come into the room? You know when they're in the room, but how do you know when they
No
come
idea.
into the room?
Like when they're coming into the room.
Yes, when they come through that door.
Sometimes you hear footsteps.
Okay.
Sometimes you see the door move.
Right?
You could put down some talcum powder, something on the floor, so that you can see the footsteps in the powder, coming into the room.
Right. But I invented it's called the doorstop.
Okay.
Because this is a 60 millimeter inch LED motion detection light that you can actually fit in between the doors.
Okay.
Oh.
And once you ask that question, and if somebody passed through there or come through that door, it's gonna light the whole room up. I mean, and I'm not saying that that there's other devices out there
Yep.
that do that, but there's not one out there, I don't think, that you can put in between the doors and actually ask somebody to cross over that to add, to see if anybody's in that room.
Well,
And
you could use the string of lights that they use.
yeah, you
You could put like the string of lights across the door jamb, and so if anybody walks over that, it'll trigger it.
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, about the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember, oh gosh, years ago, probably like 2015, 2014, we went to We went to a conference on the Cape, and we did an investigation of a church. And Tim Weisberg, who has a Spooky South Coast radio, he's been doing the show for a long time. He does ghost tours. He does a lot of things. He was along, and he took like regular Christmas lights and laid them on the floor. And he said, "You don't need anything fancy. If something walks across, it's just using."
But I want to know what he has.
Okay.
I want to know what he has.
So he wants to know what you have.
Let me see if I'm gonna reach up here and see if I can grab that rod out for you guys.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah.
It is a good idea.
It wouldn't be in this one, but
So many cases.
So many cases.
So many cases.
I got like 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, these here are something different. I'm gonna show you this here in a minute. No, it wouldn't be in this one. Come back here.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah, it don't want to act right.
Those look like curtain rods.
Yeah. Old school curtain rods, those white ones. I remember those. Let me see.
Rods.
Here's another one.
That's funny.
Honey, I'm going to take a photo.
Okay.
I'm going to go. I got to use the restroom.
All right.
And I got to get up early tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys. As soon as I found this,
Dave's saying
gonna-
good night. He's taking a powder.
I love you,
Oh,
too.
no.
He's gotta get up early and go to work tomorrow. So do I. So
I love you, too.
Okay.
his name's Terry.
Hold on.
Thank you, Terry.
Here we go. Before you go.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That is cool.
Before you go.
It almost looks like selenite. You know the crystal selenite? It almost
That's
looks
awesome.
like that.
That's nice.
All right. That's
Now,
awesome.
you put this in between the door,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and it's motion detected, so it's gonna go off. And you just ask, hey, can somebody come in the room and talk to me? The minute they, cross over the threshold, it's gonna go off. And I like the colors on it. You can change the colors.
I love it.
That's
I love it.
That's a great idea.
Pretty cool, guys. And the thing about these guys, the way you can communicate with somebody outside is you put these in a square.
Yep.
And you stand in between that square.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And these lights, hold on.
They go off.
Yeah, they will go off different colors. So you're able to communicate with whoever or whatever's there. And, and just be, specifics with them. Hey, can you light this orange light, the front light, the back light? Yes, no. And these bad boys actually light up. And, once you ask specific questions, and people can say, well, I've had this already. Just something that's a little bit more like a REM pod or, something,
Yeah.
but
That's
me,
cool.
I'm thinking out the box,
Yes.
what I'm saying? And I'm also, I'm trying to present people that have gone on something that they had not seen before. So they'll be able to communicate with me.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And because they'll be curious on what this is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
They've seen, how many REM pods do you think ghosts have seen?
Oh, God.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, so this little bad boy, you can turn this on and they're like, oh, I like the lights.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, I mean,
Very cool.
And
Yeah, you do make a good point.
this thing here,
Oh, yeah.
before I let you guys go, this bad boy actually talks.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, you guys remember 1980s Looney Tune cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, same thing. Hey, what's up, folks? This is what it does. And once it talks, it lights up.
Yep.
So you can never lose this in the cemetery.
No,
Never.
up.
Never.
And,
It's awesome.
it's the size of a softball.
Very clever.
Nice.
So,
Very clever.
guys, I just wanted to, throw all this at you, so
Yeah, right?
just
Now I know
just
what
have
to
an
do.
idea on different product that you can make at home. I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
I basically made all this at the house.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I bought it. And I made it. I went and got some of those. What are those different papers? Cellophane.
Yeah.
Got some cellophane and just easily slid the thing out, put the cellophane in there, and just cut it. And it's been different colors. I put like red, green, blue, just different color. I'm gonna show you guys right quick before I get out of here.
Yeah.
This is really good.
It is really
I wish
good.
Andy had come on with us
Yes.
because he'd be loving this big time. Oh wow.
Oh, man. That's nice.
Look at that. That is really
That is
awesome.
really nice.
Very good. Look at that. It lights up.
Oh.
That's it. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get good gear. And like you said, they've seen it all.
Yeah.
They've seen it all. Okay, I think your mic is on mute.
That's okay. That's okay.
Can't hear you.
Oh, man.
No,
I love this guy.
I can't hear you, and you're frozen.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
There we
So
go.
guys, everything that I've got, I'm more than welcome to share the link with you guys, and and see if you guys would be interested in stuff like this. I mean, because it's
Yes,
so
it's
simple and it's so basic that
Yes,
but with me, I try to think out the box.
Yep.
You have to think out the box because
You do.
And we'll talk to Andy about making you a.
Yeah, we'll get you.
Jacob's ladder.
Jacob's ladder.
See if we can get it to
Maybe you can take it and pimp it up so it does something different, right?
Did she say pimp it out?
Yeah, pimp it up.
Oh, yeah.
Something different. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, you know what, guys? I have not laughed this long on a podcast in a long time.
Well,
You know what?
laugh. It's fun.
Oh man. And you know what? I'm really glad that you guys came on the podcast. I really, appreciate it. You guys spending time with me. I'm learning things about the East Coast and what you guys do over there. As far as paranormal investigating, I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime.
We appreciate you too.
Yes.
Doing what you're doing, getting the word out there.
Yes.
You're doing a good thing.
You're keeping it real.
And tell the world how to get a hold of you guys if they want to get a hold of you.
There you go.
Well, we have a website. It's Rhode Pretty easy. It's all spelled out and it's all one. Rhode That's us. You can get in touch with us through our website. There's a link that says contact us. Just, send us an email. That would be great. We have a Facebook page. And that's about it.
Yeah.
We don't have a YouTube page. We don't do TikTok. We don't do Instagram, although I myself have an Instagram account.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, and yeah, that's how to get in touch with us.
All right, guys. Hey, you guys just uh, all the information that you guys need. You know, if you want to get in contact with these
Yes.
celebrity
Okay.
people, man, I would love to come investigate. I don't know if I would investigate a laugh because you guys are so funny. But
We do a little both.
We
you
always
know
have
what? I mean, you can't take it serious all the time. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah,
never.
Investigating's got to be fun.
Right.
it
You know.
does. You gotta have
Okay.
fun.
Well, you know what, guys? It has been a pleasure talking to you
Nice
guys.
talking to you.
You know,
Pass this on.
yes. Hopefully, the next time that we talk, we can have the rest of the team on. You know, so they can share their experiences. You
Yeah.
know, and all that good stuff with them. You know, with me. You know, but you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
I know it's 9 o'clock there. It's fixing to be 8 o'clock here,
Yeah.
and I gotta put all this stuff away.
Oh man, I'm
Sorry, we can't help you with that.
That's all right. That's all right.
though.
That'd be great.
Hey, I don't mind. It's just 2 steps and back up there. And hey, like it's been a pleasure, guys, because you guys, I have not laughed in a long time on this podcast, and you guys did it quite well. You guys made me laugh, and I am. Oh man, it's 10:48 in Japan. They're already on Monday.
Yeah.
It's up late.
Yeah.
A.M. Oh, okay. It's in the morning.
Damn, so
Good morning, Irene.
she's already started on her Monday. I wish I was.
Yeah.
All right, hey guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.
Rest of your
All
evening,
right. Peace.
and you guys have a good night. Peace.
You too.
Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thank you.
Well, I got to put all this equipment back up, man. So, hey, man, I have not laughed like that in a long time, guys. You got to be able to have fun and do what you do and enjoy doing what you do. So I really appreciate them coming on the show, sharing, their paranormal adventures and all that stuff. It was really, I had fun tonight, and so with enough said, guys, I am going to get out of here so I can go grab me something to eat and hopefully uh, uh, get me some dinner. But hey, guys, I appreciate everybody coming on the show tonight. I really do. If you guys got any questions about any of these devices that I have, feel free to leave the comments down below, and hopefully I can get back to you as soon as you can. Okay, but in the meantime, I am about to get out of here, guys. Hey, appreciate it. Let me get rid of this. Let me stop that camera and come over here. All right, so I will stop that camera. Bye-bye. And hopefully go get something to eat. But with enough said, hey guys, I will not have a podcast next week. I will be in San Antonio, Texas for the paranormal picnic that we got going on Saturday, March 11th. Hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, peace.